That's
Daryl,
let's kick off.
oh,
What was
sorry,
that?
sorry, Daryl, before you jump in, can I just say, so we have 6 inches of snow here and it's still raining and I have to get on the road. I was gonna switch over to my mobile phone, but I think it would be too dangerous to do that.
Yeah, it feels
I
so
have
good
to-
to be sitting here in the 80s and hearing about your snow.
So,
Not fair, not fair. Don't rub it in.
yeah, so my apologies, but I was hoping just to kind of show my face um, and just get to know faces here too. That was my hope, to just sign on for a few minutes and then I have to
Sure,
head.
that's fine.
Okay.
That's okay. All right, so good evening again, everybody. Well, I shouldn't be presumptuous and say good evening. It might be afternoon for some people or even morning, I'm not sure. Hello. For those of you who do not know me, I am Daryl Joseph. I am the current president of EPA, and I'm going to be chairing this meeting this evening. I will tell you that we always try new things here at EPA. One of the things we tried was to have 2 of these meetings to accommodate everyone with the various time zones and schedules and whatnot. So this is the second of these meetings that I am hosting today, and both Julie and Debbie would have been around this morning as well. So we're supposed to be in the zone. Let's put it that way. Only if the tiredness of today has taken us a little bit out of the zone, but we have to jump right back in and get going again. We have an interesting agenda for you this evening. If you hear I may sound a little bit nasal. I think I got better during the day. I'm not sure. But we still get colds even though where I am, I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, it's in the tropics. We still get colds and we still get flu and we still have all of those things. So I'm actually recovering from a cold right now. So I may sound a little nasal. I'm going to try to be as clear in my diction as possible so that you understand me. If at any point I become unintelligible, please raise your hand and feel free to say so. But I will try my absolute best. Kicking off the meeting this evening, we are going to have some updates on our recent conference in San Francisco, as well as everything that EPA is busy doing for you and for your people. As we go through the meeting this afternoon, I want us to, I like interactive meetings where people becomes almost conversational at times. We will have time closer to the end for an actual discussion, but feel free if you have questions, comments, etc., to raise them as we go along. Okay, I'm going to turn things over to Julie. Julie, take it away.
Hi, I'm going to give you, if you were at the conference, you may have seen this already, but it's a quick update, my quick updates that I gave at the conference. But I will say in advance of it, we have, if you check out our website, and I can put that in the chat box, we have released a good number of educational courses and free Fridays for 2026. So if you go on the website and just click on education, you'll go right to the page, and we have probably about 3 or 4 more courses we're working on. So there's quite an extensive selection, a variety of different things, both in the free Fridays and as well as in the courses this year. Those will all be coming up in 2026. Julie Rochester is going to put a hit out on me if I put many more out there, because she says she can't be in too many of them. In fact, we're recruiting Debbie in for hosting some of them. There's so many of them. So it's great selection, great opportunities. So please take advantage of it. I said when I get a moment, I'll put it in the chat and you can take a look at that. So know that we've been busy doing that. We have to book those about 6 months out. So, whoops, from current slide. Let's see. All right. This is the presentation I gave in San Francisco. So some of you were there, so I'll try to boogie right through it so that I'm not too much taking your time. But if you do have any questions, now's a great time to ask. So this is a kind of review of the 24 to 25 year. It was very productive in EPA from an organizational association standpoint. Here's some great pictures of Indianapolis in 2024. We had over 400 attendees, and there was a profit over $200,000. We're not going to make that in San Francisco because it was much more expensive. And with the government shutdown and the economy tightening, we thought we'd have 700 people. Unfortunately, we ended up with like 370-ish, I want to say. So that was kind of disappointing that we couldn't pull that out in San Francisco. But going back over the year, Indianapolis was a great event, and lots of good things happened there. And talking to education, we had 23 paid courses, and actually it was 25 because we added 2 more at the end of the year, leadership and SAP. And then it's not just 12, but we had 16 free Fridays because we just finished the 4 more additional ones. Webinars so far have generated a profit of roughly $90,000. So great for the organization, great information for folks. I encourage folks to especially take advantage of those free Fridays. They're great resources, PDHs they're gotten, and you can learn a little bit something about things. And a lot of them also offer in-depth courses if something is of real interest. Okay, talking about the SEAP, as this was may be a different number as we come up in the future, but as of the conference time, we have 2,635 active SEAPs going on. So that's really quite growing. 240 new ones, an increase of 11%. Some of those were in Japan, but probably about half in Japan, half in the US. But it's really, I'd say 80% of the phone calls we get are about the SEAP. Either I want to get it, or how do I research, or I need a record. So SEAPs are really happening. If you didn't know this, we have a senior membership, and now we have a senior SEAP, was just passed. You must be a senior member to participate in that. And if you come to the conference, if you're a new SEAP, you can spread the words to newbies that if they get a pin at the conference, they get pinned, and they get their formal pretty certificate free of charge at the conference. So we want to encourage them to come out and do that. So in order to get the senior SEAP, you must be a senior EAP member, EPA member to qualify. So you must be at least 65 years of age. You must have been an EAPA member for at least 15 years. And you must not be working full time. So if you're just doing SAP or you're just doing a little consulting, that's okay. Or if you're totally retired, that's cool too. But the people who are working full time, this is not, the idea is to give folks who do not have the revenue income that they formerly did to have this discount.
Nice.
All right, for membership, in 2022, we were down to 900 members when I came in. Currently, we have grown to over 3,600 members. The staff has a real goal of pushing this year. We've hired a company called Feather, which is a interesting online marketing type of tool that can find people and set up campaigns based on where your phone is. It's really scary. It's almost Big Brotherish, but it's what for-profits do. So for example, we can target the NASW conference, when they're there, the location that they're at, we can put it into Feather, and we can target all those people with social media ads, with emails, a whole variety of things. So Shay and Debbie are actually leading that effort, and they are getting us all integrated with Feather right now. And we hope to have campaigns off the ground in the new year. It is trying to embrace new ways of doing things. Traditional ways of recruiting and marketing haven't been working. So we are trying new things and embracing that technology aspect. And we had a financial growth. We had a net profit of $359,000 in the last year. We've come a long way from being negative. When I got here, the conferences averaged negative 6 figures. So we are really happy that we've turned that around. We are trying very hard as a board goal of reaching $1 million in reserves. And that is because that is a best practice. Our budget is about 1.2, 1.3 million annually. And our best practice is to have at least 1 year in the bank. So that is our goal, to put that in the bank so that if we should ever have, knock on wood, another COVID or something, I mean, that's one of the reasons EPA survived, was because of the reserves. It wiped it out, but that's, it survived, was one of the reasons it survived, was having reserves in the bank. So that is why the board has stepped up and the EACC has stepped up. No one is getting a penny for coming to the conference. No one is, they're all funding their own way. Everyone is taking on the challenge of this. We are all practicing what we preach. Also want to mention that today is Giving Tuesday. So for much who is given, much is expected. It is the day that we ask you to contribute to a nonprofit. We hope, we are your nonprofit of choice. We are trying really hard to raise dollars for giving scholarships to the conference. Daryl himself was a recipient of it just a few short years ago, when he was a wee lad. And here's another example of a recipient, Gary Hardy, who wrote this great line: the Hennessy Scholarship was more than financial support. It was a vote of confidence that opened doors, sparked connections, and gave me a momentum to keep growing. I'm incredibly grateful to members who make this opportunity possible, and I hope others will consider supporting it so more professionals can benefit the way I did. And I can't put it any better. Last year, we did receive corporate support for $7,500. I can happily say I just came from a meeting. We actually received $25,000 from Chevron for a variety of different things. One is a research project, one is for one chapter, and also to support some of our efforts in Africa, and then to support EPA itself. So we're really excited about that. We've started submitting grants again. We actually submitted 2 grants last year. So as I mentioned, Giving Tuesday is today. What we are doing, a lot of folks, is you can put it, give up 1 Starbucks a month, $5 or $10. It just hits your credit card every month. It's not like a big deal. Most people don't think anything of, ordering a latte at Starbucks. If everybody did that, or even half of us did that, we would have more than enough money to support a whole bunch of next generation folks coming to the conference. So as I said, this was done at the conference. You could have gotten a pledge card there. We now are even putting stickers on your badge if you are a donor. So we want to spread the pathway that everybody wants to have that sticker. Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about this new program called the Ambassador Program. So this is what was discussed at the conference. We all know, and unless you've got your head in the sand, we all know that there's a little bit of the graying of our industry, and we really haven't been doing a very good job at pulling in the next generations. So the Ambassador Program goal is to bring in graduate students and to try and promote EAP work in every higher education institution in the US. And we can't do it without you. We need your passion. So we're asking you to spread the word in your chapter. Who wants to be a volunteer? So what we're going to do here is volunteers. This means you. We have standardized marketing materials, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've already put it together. We do a quick online training every quarter. Debbie and I did, Shay and I did the first one earlier in November. We have an incentive for students who want to join EPA. I'll show you the marketing materials, but at the end, they can scan the QR code and get a $10 membership for a year. What kind of deal is that? We'd make it free, but free tends to be only worthless. So they actually might use it. We're also recruiting mentors if you are willing to get online or even on a phone call, go old school, and talk with a student who's exploring being EAP and answer their questions and give them advice. We're looking for those as well. And then
I noticed that
Yep.
Pat has her hand up. I'm not sure if she has a
I'm sorry,
question.
Pat, there's a question?
Julie,
okay.
just a quick question, because I've already gotten 2 folks who are interested in this ambassador program. Who do I send them to?
Send them to me. Debbie, would you put my email in the chat box? And so you can send them to me. I'll get them hooked up. And we have a whole spreadsheet of everybody who's volunteering. And once they've gone through the training, we send them all the marketing materials.
Okay,
So,
great.
if you get them in your chapter, if you get them even, socializing somewhere, send them to me. We want you. And let me know, tell them to let me know if they want to be a mentor or an ambassador. Okay, so we're trying to use a little bit more technology in doing this. So as I said, here's the plan. We want you to present EAP work. You know, you guys have your own passion, your own life journey of why and how you came to being an EAP. And we want that enthusiasm. We want to hear, you know, we want you to go out there and share that with students. We want you to tell them about why EAP work means so much to you. Because no one can tell that story like you can. So we really want you to tell that story to them. So let me show you the marketing materials here if you haven't seen it. I'll try and go quickly, and I'm not going to read to you. You can substitute each of these slides, what you want to say, how you want to tell folks, but it's great to have a branded standard message that everyone will be carrying out. So this is called Transforming Workplaces, Changing Lives. And this is an overall of the presentation. What is an EAP? And, you know, many people go, oh, yeah, I heard about that when I signed up for this job, or I've never heard about that. It's really disappointing how many people don't know what an EAP is. So this is your chance to share, folks, what EAPs are and why it's so important. You can even share some of the WAS results and why it's such an important. Do you know there's over 4 million organizations just in the US that has an EAP? That's tremendous. People don't realize it's that big. So hoping you can hear this. This is our video that the marketing committee created. Special thanks to Melissa Penn for her work on this. So I will be quiet and let you hear this video.
As you start your journey in social work or psychology, you're already preparing to make a difference in people's lives. The world of social work and psychology is growing, but so is the competition. You're not alone in pursuing this impactful career. But how do you stand out in a crowded job market? In today's fast-paced work environments, employees are facing unprecedented levels of stress. Companies need professionals who can help their teams manage mental health and well-being effectively. This is where the CEAP credential comes in. This certification, awarded by the International Employee Assistance Professional Association, prepares you to provide vital support in employee assistance programs, EAPs, helping people manage stress, burnout, and workplace challenges. With a CEAP credential, or CEAP, you'll develop specialized skills in mental health support and be prepared to work in organizations, corporations, and even as a consultant, helping employees thrive in their careers.
The CEAP certification gave me the edge I needed to land my first job as an employee assistance professional. It made all the difference.
Having the CEAP on my resume made me stand out to employers who value mental health expertise in the workplace.
With a CEAP credential, you demonstrate your commitment to improving workplace well-being. It not only gives you credibility, but also puts you ahead of the competition, because employers are actively seeking qualified professionals to support their teams. Getting your CEAP is easier than you think. With flexible online courses and practical experience, you can earn your certification and begin your journey to a rewarding career in employee assistance programs. And the best part? EAPA is an international organization, and the CEAP credential is recognized globally. Whether you're in North America, Europe, Asia, or beyond, the Certified Employee Assistance Certification, CEAP, gives you the tools to work in various sectors worldwide. Get your CEAP certification today and give yourself the edge you need to succeed in the world of social work and psychology. Your future starts here. EAPA welcomes visitors. Check out our membership advantages, listen to one of our weekly lectures, or visit one of our many chapters and find out why this ever-growing international association can help you excel throughout your career. For further information about the advantages of the Certified Employee Assistance Certification, CEAP, please visit www.com.
Somehow lost the HIPAA in there, but everything else is a nice piece. So you can talk about the SEEP. We are actively promoting it. In fact, we are trying to get South Africa to get their SEEP program off the ground. Lori, you have a question? I saw a hand come up.
No, I was just clapping my hands saying,
Oh,
well
okay.
done. Well done job
Thank
with
you.
that video. It's a very nice video. I thought it was put together nicely.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's nice to hear positive comments.
Julie,
Yeah,
sorry, I can't find the hand raise.
yeah.
Did I miss it? Is the QR code on here somewhere to
We
join
haven't gotten
EPA?
there yet. We haven't gotten there. Just about.
Okay.
Okay, so you can talk quickly about what EPA is, why you should join it, and what you get out of that. We have some frequently asked questions, and if you don't know the answers, we'll be glad to share that in the training. And then this is the end of it, learning more about the fundamentals course and about all the other opportunities at EPA. And right here is the QR code that students will scan to get that $10 discount. And they will have to, Debbie's going to be the Eagle Hawk eyes looking there for making sure that they are legitimate students. They are just people using our special program here to get in. But we wanted to severely discount it so that our students had no barriers to kind of get involved with us and start down that road.
I think Lori has her hand up now.
Okay,
I do.
Lori.
So my question has to do with, the membership is only for 1 year for that discounted rate, but are we, if we have a student who is in a master's program and it's a 2 or 3 year program, could they potentially become members for all 3 years at that 10% rate or not?
Possibly. That's my answer. My answer is we're brand new rolling this out. So let's get it off the ground. Let's start getting students in, and then let's figure out what we did right and what we need to fix, and then reassess it and say, yeah, this is really working. We've got, 50 students coming in here trying this out. It's really working. Let's let them do it for a couple of years. It's worth it to try and get them supported. Or we might say, no one's taking advantage of this, or what do we do wrong? We're gonna have to figure it out as we go along. It's brand new. I don't have all the answers. Honest to goodness, I don't. We are trying to make a difference in what we see as a challenge, and the marketing committee wanted to put together quality materials so that when you go out, it isn't just a wing and a prayer, and you can be as professional as possible out there and bringing EAP work to students, or it doesn't even have to be graduate students, but wherever it is, when you're up on a career center stage or whatever, the training goes through a lot of different opportunities of where you can connect with higher ed, or even one of our labor members this morning asked if we can use it for trade schools, and I said absolutely. We don't have, we're trying to expand, not decrease. So we want to encourage people to think of any creative ideas to try and expose the EAP work to the next generations and see if we can get excitement going on it. Really easy. We're looking for 2 volunteers per state. And if we get more, that's great. We're also looking for mentors. They don't have to be in the same state, that are willing to go out once every month or 2. So 6 to 12 times next in 2026 to visit a school. Could be your alma mater, doesn't have to be. It just happens to be easy for you to get to. And let's see if we can get some connections with some of these schools and get them thinking about EAP work, because they really don't. It's not in curriculum. It's, University of Maryland was our shining star, and even they've gone away from it. So, we really want to encourage students. I mean, unless you have Brian McNutt or Jody Fry in your faculty, it isn't really coming up. So we want to change that. So we're hoping that ambassadors will help be that change agent. Any other questions about the ambassador program before I move on? All right, great. Legal program rollout very quickly. We saw a need and we found a resource. Those of you who know Laura Jacobson, her husband is a healthcare attorney and very successful. And we saw, a need, whether it's you personally or whether it's you have your own company, you hang out your own shingle, or you work for a small organization, but they don't have a full-time attorney. It's a great resource. You can get the first opportunity to go in there and talk with Jim Jacobson at no charge. We have a page up on our website. Or you can just put it in the search bar in our website and it'll show you the page. And then if you do have a case that needs a professional attorney, he's going to take off 25% because you are an EPA member, which is really wonderful. And he gets EAP work, one, because of Laura, and two, this is his background. He worked for American Psychological Association. He's really connected and worked on a variety of different levels throughout this whole mental health field. And I tease him that he's a slacker. He's a Yale undergrad, Harvard Law School graduate. So we were very blessed to get him to do this. And, he's a great resource. So we hope you will take advantage of this and spread the word in your chapters that Jim is available. And it's a very special EPA benefit. And we think should you need someone, especially if you're a solo practitioner or just a couple of you together, my joke, I told this morning, that my joke about our attorney is that I only reach out to him to ask him for a donation because they're so darn expensive, right? So unless something's burning down or someone's suing us, we don't reach out to the attorney very often. So it's nice to get a little discount. And also, if you just have a quick question and need a little free advice, he's willing to do that, which is really wonderful because I don't know anyone else who's willing to do that. One caveat, one asterisk, he does not give advice for you to sue your employer. He will not do employment law. So if you've got an issue with your employer, we're not in the middle of the employer and the employee. So we're checking out of that one. Okay. So this was at the conference. We want folks to get involved in the ambassador program. We also need volunteers at the Journal of Employee Assistance. I think the latest edition is going out tomorrow morning. It was just finished, the last one of the year. Great publication, has really come a long way under the leadership of Bernie McCann, who wants to retire soon from that. So get involved. If there's task force, that's temporary. We want to, help our researchers. When you are asked to fill out a survey or something, please do so. It doesn't take very long, and it really helps our EAPA research committee do the work that they're trying to do. We ask you to think about giving today, or you can give tomorrow. Help us. We are 501c3 in the U.S. It's tax deductible, and you don't get to recharge during the conference, but maybe you can next year in Norfolk. We are really already planning ahead. We've already gotten the first framework. You can check it out online. They even have a theme, and the meetings committee is meeting on Wednesday, so tomorrow. So it's really, really exciting that we're moving into the next step. And for those of you who don't know, this 26 will be Norfolk, the 27 will be in New Orleans, and 28 will be in Washington, D.C. And Julie and I are going on a site visit to possibly see about 29 in a couple weeks. So lots happening here at EPA. Like I said earlier, great educational programs out there, and lots of opportunities to get involved, grow your network, and really help with your chapters. One other thing might add is that in case you don't know, and Debbie can talk to this some more, is you have access to your chapter list anytime, day or night. But if you change leaders or you change treasurers or you change folks on your board, please let us know, because one, we have to give them access and take access away from somebody else. And then the other thing is, especially treasurers, we want to make sure we are sending chapter dues to the right bank account, make sure they have access. We used to send checks and they were bouncing all over the place. So January, we will send out the last 6 months worth of chapter dues. We send them out in January and July, twice a year. And there were, last I checked, 3 chapters that still had not linked to bill.com. If you don't know how to do it, let me know. I will connect you with Leanne. She will get you up and running of those 3 chapters. Everyone else was good unless you've changed your bank account. But if you know, more likely than not, you might have changed your leadership, and that's what we need to know. Debbie, other things you want to talk about?
I think that was my main plug. Let me just quickly introduce myself in case you don't know. I am Debbie Mori, in the membership department here. I am here for any chapter questions you have. So please reach out to me. I'm the one who's been emailing you, spamming you a lot lately. But we do really want to get updated information on your chapter officers, both so they can have access to the group pages, the chapter pages that's in our website, and also so we can get your web pages updated on our website so the public can see the correct list of chapter officers. So any
I see
questions?
Matt. Yeah, I
Yep.
see Matt has his
Go
hand up.
ahead,
Matt, you there?
Pat.
I'm here. Hi, Debbie. Hey, question, because I know the organizational membership is fairly new. So in a situation like mine, I had 4 or 5 people that were individual members, and then we moved to organizational membership.
Yes.
How is that being managed? Like,
Mhm.
could I assume my staff are no longer getting requests for individual membership? Has that been checked, cross-checked? And then who will get the organizational membership
Yes.
due request?
The renewal request goes to the main point of contact that's listed on your organizational membership. So I can double check who that is. I'm pretty sure I've been in contact. Is it
I think it's
Jessica?
Jessica. I think it's Jessica
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Something that was
if individual members are getting a request, I just tell them we're covered through the organization.
Yes, they are supposed to be as listed as affiliates under your organizational membership. Yeah. And so I'm
Thank
pretty
you.
sure we did some troubleshooting and found the members that were being impacted before. It should not happen again. But if it does,
Great, thank you.
send them my way if there's any issues. Yes.
All right.
Technology
Also-
is technology.
something
I
that
try
came
my
up
best.
at the conference that Debbie is going to be doing is quarterly. She's going to be sending you a list of, under these organizational memberships, the affiliates automatically get ZZ chapter membership because the companies, while they'll pay for an organizational membership, it can get crazy trying to do all the chapter memberships. So we want to encourage them to join their local chapter. So she's going to be sending you a list of everyone in your area. So you can look and say, okay, all these people are already in my chapter, but these 5 I don't have. Here's their email. You can reach out and market to them. So that might be a benefit of that reach out. Does that make sense? Does everyone understand what I'm saying?
No, I think that's a
Yeah.
great idea. I think we talked
Yeah,
about that at the
that's awesome.
president's dinner. Like, how do we get
Right.
those people into chapters?
That was a suggestion at the president's dinner, and we can do that. Debbie's going to do that quarterly for every chapter. So you'll start getting those emails with lists so that you can help market to those folks that are not part of your chapter. And you can invite them in and entice them and wine and dine them for the great opportunity to be part of you. And, I see a lot more fellowship and networking at that chapter level. So I really want to support that and support the chapters as best as we can.
Okay, I see Lori has her hand up. Lori, you have a
Um,
question?
Yes. My question is going to bank off of what you were just talking about, Julie. A year ago, my organization went with the organizational membership as well. And when we wanted, there were a couple of us that wanted to be members of our chapter. What is the process for that at this point? At that time, the member needed to reach out to somebody on the EPA board, and
Staff,
then
yeah.
what is the process now?
Just reach out to Debbie and Debbie will
Just
help
reach
you
out to
sign
me.
up. Yeah. Oh, this chapter is $30. We send you an invoice, you pay an invoice, boom, and
Okay,
we'll,
so it's
yeah.
pretty much stayed the same then. Okay,
Yep,
great.
yep. Nothing fancy.
right.
Thank you.
Debbie's here to help.
Yeah. Matt, did your hand
She's your
remain
go-to
up or did you?
person.
Did you put it back up again? Not sure. Okay.
There we go.
All right, man. Debbie, was there anything else you wanted to say on this member list?
No, I think that.
I
was
have
it.
one thing where we are trying to collect all the bylaws. So if you could send Debbie your bylaws, she's going to start being your nag on email to ask you for bylaws, so that we have a collection of them all. We have some new folks coming in. We have some chapters that are merging, so we're trying to get a handle on all of that by creating a drive where we're putting all the updated bylaws in.
Okay, Lori.
Sorry for all the questions here.
That's okay.
We're here for.
Bylaws. We just had a discussion of bylaws, and do you already have copies of our old bylaws someplace?
Some yes, some no. So that's why we are trying to collect them and put them all on a Google Drive so that it's not so much was in paper form. And as we're trying to get rid of our office, I don't know what's in there and what's not. So rather than trying to go backwards, we're going to try and move forwards, collect everything, put it in an electronic drive. And, Debbie and I get hit by our plane goes down or hit by a bus, you'll still be able to find the next Google Drive of bylaws.
Who would I reach
we-
out to see if you have our bylaws already in place? You said you have
Go
some,
under the
but
assumption because we just don't have the time to go through the office and dig them out. That's why we're going under the assumption we don't have anything, and we're going to create a Google Drive with everything electronically. And because it's the office is just a hot mess. We're trying to downsize it, and as we are beginning to, we're actually, fingers crossed, Daryl, and tell you this, I got an email from the realtor today. They have 2 possible candidates for doing tours for subleasing. But if not, our lease is up in just under 2 years. Halloween day in 2 years, the staff will do a little party and the board will do a little party because we get rid of our office and that very big expense. And we'll be able to start doing better things and maybe hire another staff member. And I don't know if anyone
Correct.
realizes that Chris Drake was our finance guy. Many of you knew him. And then when he retired, we hired first Steve and then Chris Collins. And as they moved on, I took over their job. So we are really lean and mean because we were in such financial straits and the staff is stretched really thin. So but we just don't have any choice right now. But once we get rid of that office, we'll be able to, reassess where we are as an organization. But so that would make the board and the staff very happy.
Yes, it would. That's been the biggest obstacle to us advancing and doing more things over the last couple of years. All right. Any more questions for Julie? I see a physical hand. Cheryl?
Thank you. So my question is for Debbie. Debbie, I have Wild Apricot, and so I get emails when our members so I work for a union, sorry. Membership dues are expiring. So how do I get the list that says they've currently paid? Because lately people have been calling me going, I paid, stop sending me this. And I can't stop sending it until I go into the system and change it. So where does that list come from?
I'm not familiar with Wild Apricot, but
I am. It's a software program. Some organizations use it for management.
Okay.
Yeah, but in general, if when you go online and you pull up your list, if it doesn't have expiration, you can always just shoot Debbie a note and she'll be glad to run a list and send it to you.
So I can just go under EPA under Northern Illinois and the list of people should be there?
Well, it's not that easy. Debbie will have to walk you through it the first time how you have access to it.
Okay.
That's why it's so important for us to know who's the president, the vice president, the treasurer, because we want
Right.
to give you guys access.
Okay.
And also want to take it away if someone's left. We want to take their access away.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm on vacation, Debbie, but next week. I'll call you.
Okay, great. Yeah, call me, send me an email, and we'll get it straightened out. Yeah.
Great stuff. Yeah, Pat, just one moment. time flies when you're having fun. We have a number of things to cover still, so we're just going to keep things moving along very crisply. Just want to put a plug again for the ambassador program. With my own personal story, I knew nothing about employee assistance until I was recruited. Well, I was given an opportunity to do my internship during my master's program at an EAP company. It was the first I had heard of EAP. So the ambassador program can reap rewards for our organization that we can't even imagine. And I want to thank the people who've already volunteered to be a part of it. And those of you who are thinking about it, there's now peer pressure working on you. So get your people, come forward, and let's make this thing a real success. All right. Okay. Just before I want to get to Kim, but Pat, you want to make a little, I think it's a plug for the Speakers Bureau. You want to say something?
Yes, thanks, Daryl. I
Sure.
just wanted to mention to you folks, for those of you who are in San Francisco, you may have seen the signs that we had all over the place. There is a Speakers Bureau that came out of a request from you folks, from the chapter presidents, to have some help finding good speakers for your various webinars during the week. So we do have a Speakers Bureau of about 70 people that have been carefully vetted. And we are looking for more people. I talked to a few people in San Francisco who were a little nervous about trying it. And so these are maybe not the top people, but kind of the next level people. And I really encourage you to think about people in your chapter, if not yourselves, people who are coming up through the ranks who might want a chance to speak. This is a great place to put them on this list. I get calls every week about this list and people wanting to use it. The list is available to you, and I'm going to put my email in the I'll put my email in the chat so you can go. Yeah, you can go and get it. But in addition, so that's there. That's a gift to you. We keep hearing, you know, we want your time, we want your energy. This is a gift to you that we have, and we want to make sure that you know about it. But in addition to that, we are looking for 2 more committee members. So if you have somebody in your membership that is wanting to devote some time to EPA, but not give them their right or left arm, the Speakers Bureau only meets once a quarter, so it's not a lot of time, but we could use some new blood in there. So, so I am looking for 2 new members. So I wanted to tell you about the speaker series. And the last thing I'll mention is the archive, because I always mention the archive. Some of the chapters, the Chesapeake chapter in particular, has really put a nice little piece in about the archive so that everybody who goes on their chapter website sees it. So I would encourage you either to look at that and see if that's something you would like to do with your own chapter websites. Just a thought. Thanks. That's it for tonight. Thanks, folks.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here, and thanks for sharing, Pat, and thanks for everything that you continue to do for us. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Dana, you have your hand up.
Yes, just quick question for people who volunteer to be a speaker. It's good to see you, Pat, by the way.
Yep.
Do they need to have a specific topic that they're going to be speaking about, or do they write down several different topics they could speak about? How should they approach?
So what I would do is I'm going to put my email in here in just a second. When we put you on the list, we do ask you to put down 2 or 3 topics that you would like to speak about. But what usually happens is someone like yourself might call me and say, Pat, you know, I'd like you to talk on this topic. Can you cover it? You know, and you'll see that, you know, I do military sexual trauma, I do archive, I do measurement tools, etc. But you might have a different thing that you want, but you still would want me. Feel free to call them and talk to them, because most of these people that are on this list are very, you know, can cover, like Jeff Gorder can cover anything on this planet. So most of us can cover a lot of different topics, but we do ask that you put in 2 or 3 topics. And I'll put my email in right now. And if you're interested at all, just shoot me a note and I'll send you the PDF that we have of speakers.
Lori is asking a question in the chat. Is there a cost for each of the speakers?
So most of the speakers are pro bono. Occasionally you will get someone like a Harry Levant who does charge, but all of them are negotiable. So they put down negotiable. I would say 3/4 to 80% of them are pro bono. The rest, you know, $250. At the most 500. So they're in that category.
Matt?
Jumping on the hand raising train here.
Jump on.
I literally just today got a request from someone I met at IPA about presenting, and they are asking for some other presenters for their conference. But my understanding is you can't get to the Speakers Bureau without being a member. Is there a reason that we would want to change that?
That's a really good question, Matt. We set it up as we're always looking to increase our benefits for our members.
Members.
So members are the ones who can get to the list, but everybody on the list is not a member, if that makes sense. So if you are, Matt, you're a member, you can go on and look at the list and help this person find good people.
So I
You know,
can
Originally, it was just supposed to be chapter leadership. I
Leadership.
don't know if that's changed, because the concern was that we don't want, one of the biggest problems I think, at least I have, and maybe you guys have it too, is because our emails are out there, you get spammed, you get all this garbage, and we don't want to put that out there for all the speakers.
No, I
It's
agree.
a
I agree.
Special privilege.
So it has been built for members, but what I'm saying to Matt is a member, so if he wants to help this person find some people, he can go in and find some names and share that privately with them.
Okay.
Matt, does that make sense?
I just was wondering, I look like I froze here for some reason, but
Yeah,
I just
good.
wonder if there was any way to open it up to
The world.
our members having opportunities to speak professionally.
Oh,
at
absolutely.
non-IPA events.
I would love, Matt, for any of your members to join. All you have to do is email me the information.
No, but I'm talking about, so NASA's holding a conference in March, and they're looking
Right.
for someone to speak on ethics in EAP. I can
Mhm.
track down Brian Hutchinson and have that conversation. But it just occurred to me, would we ever want to drive other organizations to our Speakers Bureau to present them opportunities to present to other conferences? If they don't know an IPA member, how would they ever find us? And maybe it's not possible, but it just was a question.
It's a good
I-
question. It's a good question, and I'm going to hand this over to Julie because I just connected her with Marjorie Morrison from SHRM. So we're going to try to have some cross speakers between SHRM and IPA, but
Okay.
that's in process. We're not quite there yet.
The problem is that most other organizations, it becomes a CEO to CEO kind of thing. Again, I worry about putting our speakers bureaus and people's names and contact info out there because they do get spammed and scammed and all those different things. SHRM had a speakers bureau, but the challenge there was when I tried, we tried to copy theirs basically of how they did it, but they charged 10,000, 40,000 a speech. So it was a little different than our kind of folks who charge, most of them charge zero online. And many of them will come in person and speak for nothing if you pay their travel. So it's a different kind of ballpark. And when another organization wants an EAP speaker, they usually come to me and then I find them, who would be a good person either through our speakers bureau, our board knows people. We have a lot of folks who are connected, and I kind of go through the virtual Rolodex, so to speak, to find what they're looking for and match them up. Does that make sense?
You're on mute.
But Julie, you're okay if I continue this conversation with this group that's reached out to me the way
Sure,
Pat said?
absolutely.
And get them
Yes.
connected with Brian? Okay.
Yeah. There's not a problem with that. I'm very protective of you guys and of all the speakers' contact information because it's bad enough what we have already out there. Like, we want legitimate people to contact us, but this day and age, it's just so bad with the scammers and the spammers and all that. So I try very hard to not put that out there, to try and keep it internal.
So on that note, if you ever get an email from me asking for money or access to any financial resources, it's spam.
True. It's true.
Yes, they tend to tackle presidents in this association. The last two
Yeah.
had it, and I think one or two came from me as well. I got a couple of reports, right? So it is
I've
spam.
gotten them, yeah. You want gift cards, Daryl?
Do not want gift cards. All right. We are zipping along here. We have just about 9 minutes again, but let's see how much we can get done. We had one of the things that we want to keep doing is sharing insights, best practices, things that work to keep our chapter network strong and growing. So we invited Kimberly Messier, Kim from San Francisco. I just have wonderful memories of San Francisco. Really had a great time there. We invited Kim to share some insight into what they're doing. San Francisco, as you would recall, would have won the Chapter of the Year award at this year's conference. Woo, woo, woo. So, Kim, I'm a little pressed for time, but can you share with us some nuggets of wisdom that we can use to help grow our chapter or branch network, depending upon where you are? Kim.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm in my car, so.
Yes, we can see the car.
So what? I'm pulled over, by the way. I'm not driving.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Our chapter, it has a ton of established members that have been members of our chapter for years and years, like, 20, 30 plus years. So we've been really blessed that way. But what we have done in the last year is increased our board. Our board is the largest that I've ever seen it. So we have an education chair, we have a membership chair, we have different positions. So not one person is doing it all, or the president is, taking on all of the lion's share of the work. It's separated out, it's chunked out. And we can like the marketing person is somebody who works for a facility and does marketing for the facility. I don't know how to market online, our LinkedIn page. I have no idea running that type of thing. So we're able to get the most out of each person's talents. So we're not having a marketing person trying to be our treasurer, that type of thing. So that's been really great. So we're not so spread thin, having the increase in support. And so everybody, it's not a part-time job for each person who's on the board. We all have our full-time jobs and need that to be our priority, of course. But I feel like we've done a lot better job with more people on the board. So I would encourage, if you have membership that is willing to participate like that, take full advantage of that. Another thing that we do in the Bay Area, and I don't know about other chapters, but we have a lot of networking events that we go to. I'm primary substance use disorder field, and a lot of our chapter is in that field. So that I work with a lot of facilities, and the facilities have marketers and they do networking events, and that CE events and things like that. We're actively going to those events and making those connections. And that is bringing facilities back to our group, and they might not, now that they have the professional membership, some of them are joining that way. The corporation membership. Yeah. They are joining that way, but even if they aren't members, they come to our meetings and they support our meetings. And so fundraising through them has been huge, and it allows us to bring speakers that were previously out of reach for us as far as a fee. The facilities and the fundraising that we do for our chapter allows us to pay speakers. It allows us to sponsor memberships or sponsor attending the expo, and we're hoping to start putting on day trainings or 2-day trainings. We haven't yet, but that's something that we're going to be looking at doing. But those connections, it seems like, are coming from those networking events. And so that's something that there just happens to be several unions in our chapter that is primary substance use disorder, and that puts us in contact with a lot of facilities, and it seems like that's where a lot of our fundraising is coming from. So when, like the events that we were able to sponsor at the expo, a lot of that was directly from members of our chapter and members of our board that maybe aren't members of EPA, but do contribute to our chapter specifically. that's been huge. And also, I think our marketing person is a facility. Our website designer comes from a facility. And the person who does our promotional emails, she's on that side as well. So we've gotten a ton of talent and resources from that part of the community. So it's not just professionals or individual therapists or EAPs. It's treatment providers and facilities. So that's been huge for us financially to be able to do that. And we do have some corporate funding as well that comes from the EAPs, like Kaiser and Chevron, and I think Concern EAP is one of our donors. So that's been great. But having the additional, just to go back to the additional board members, it's allowed us to be able to submit, have the time, and I'm working with Pat on this. I still don't have all the time that I need, Pat, but to be able to submit to the archive and Speakers Bureau and things like that. We've really, and we created a template that our education chair, Doug Sear, he's really amazing, sends to everybody and asks all of our speakers. We've kind of streamlined some of our processes to make it so everybody's asked the same question. We're asking if we can record it. We're asking about Speakers Bureau and the archive both at the same time. So that is just rolling out, and we're starting to see the benefits from that as well. So hopefully we'll continue to be able to grow that. Our funding as well, Pat, the archive, our chapter does an annual, and we put that, we established that. So that's going to be a recurring donation to the archive. So things like that is coming from the facility, and not so much individual donation, but support of these corporations and the treatment facilities. So hopefully we will continue to be able to do that. And the membership chair is something new that we're just developing, but she's going to be reaching out to Debbie to figure out the new membership, and we'll be reaching out to them and trying to get them that way as well. So.
And just so you know, we just put up on the archive an incredible presentation that was recorded by the San Francisco chapter called Sleep Matters. If any of you have an interest in the topic of sleep, please check it out. It's one of the newest submissions there. It's a great piece done by Doug and recorded by Kimberly. Thank you.
Great.
You know, Pat, he might be someone you might want to reach out to.
We're talking tomorrow.
Oh, are you good? Okay.
We're connected. Yep, we're connected. Thanks, Stephanie, for all you do.
Yeah.
It's great. Kimberly,
and I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to this being an ongoing thing. If chapters are going to be able to share at these meetings what they're doing, I think that's great. That's a great idea. I would love to be able to hear what other chapters are doing. I don't have the time to attend, and I would love to attend multiple chapter meetings. But having that's a great idea.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Kim. I was taking notes while you were speaking. There's some interesting things you said there. I saw 2 hands up. I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy, so I would ask for the lady to go first. Matt, I assume you're okay with that?
Sure, absolutely. Just 2 questions. One is just to clarify, Kim, it's great, everything you're doing. You're clearly a big and thriving chapter. We're a little and hanging on chapter. So I just want to clarify your recommendation. Was your recommendation that to go to the networking events, or are you hosting the networking events? So I just wanted to clarify your.
We're going to the networking events.
So if your substance abuse facility is having an open house, you go. Is that what?
Yes.
Like, type of thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And if they're doing any type of, usually it's around food. They're hosting some sort of get together around food, or they'll have a speaker. So one of their therapists or something will be presenting on a topic. And so a few of us will go, and we'll be just spreading the word. We're looking for speakers, but we're also looking for people to come to our chapter meeting.
Great. The other question I had is about, I thought it was interesting that you said you recorded some of your continuing educations. And I've always shied away from that because I wanted to encourage people to come to the meetings, right? So that, but I was just wondering about your thoughts about recording them, and do you make them available, and what's the thoughts about that?
So we ask if anybody has an issue with it being recorded. Nobody has said anything or opposed so far. But we're not making them available. We're making them available on the archive, and they can go to the archive.
Oh, got it. Okay.
See them. We're not putting them on our website. We're directing traffic to the archive. I don't have anywhere to store it. And we don't have the Zoom account that has unlimited storage, and our chapter's not, I don't think that's what we're going to do with our funds. So I've just been downloading them. Once I get confirmation from Pat that they're on the archive, then I delete everything.
Got it. That's helpful. Thank you. That's an interesting idea.
Thanks. Matt?
No question, just lazy arm.
Love it.
All right, well, I guess, okay, these things happen. Folks, it is actually past the top of the hour. This happened this morning as well. Can people hang on for a few minutes again? If you have to run, we'll understand. That's okay. We know everybody's time is very precious and you have things to do. Just want to thank you again, Kim, for your contribution. Sometimes when you're going through doing stuff, you may not realize that other people can actually learn, that you may be doing things that are very special. There's a couple of things you said today that I heard a few other people say in different settings. And when I hear the same things recurring, it tells me that this is something you need to pay attention to. One of those things was that your board members all have specific responsibilities. So they don't come to the board and then just sit around the table and participate in everything, evenly, but they have different, and I imagine you track those responsibilities, where they are, how they're progressing with different initiatives, and where their work is going, and that sort of thing. All right. So just an interesting thing. I've seen it come up in a couple of places. There's there's a branch actually that does the same thing, and they're also very successful.
Nice.
So when you said it, it's like a light bulb went off in my head that, this is something definitely worth paying attention to. I guess the only thing you can't do for us is to tell us where you find these people who are enthusiastic, engaged, and willing to be involved. Or maybe they're all in the Bay Area. I don't know.
Right. Right.
Because I know from listening to a lot of you, I know a lot of the challenge has been just finding people to actually get them to do stuff. It's not that everybody has tons of people around and, we just don't know what to do with them. In many places, leaders get worn out because there's just nobody else to do it. And if they don't carry the torch, it goes out. So, that's a real blessing that you guys have in that area. And, we will continue this habit of sharing what different chapters are doing, what branches are doing. And hopefully we can all learn from it. And as I said, strengthen and further develop our network, right, of chapters and branches. Any other comments or questions on this? All right. 2026. I haven't, I haven't been attending these meetings regularly, but I will be doing so from now on, right? When we want to look at the schedule for 2026, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think you all were meeting, I think this meeting takes place every quarter, is it? Is it once a quarter? I can't remember.
Yes.
Right. All right. Okay. So in terms of when the meetings were this year, we're trying to find the sweet spot, in other words, where most people are able to attend. Nothing is preventing them from coming in. So I just wanted to sort of get some feedback from you all as to how it's working. How does this time work, for example? How have the meetings worked during the year? Have you been able to attend? Just some general sorts of feedback about it, so to help us figure it out. So anyone.
Daryl, how many people were on the 8 o'clock call?
Just about the same number here, maybe a little less, but
Wow.
it was around the same number of people. what we
We did get
noticed,
a thank you from people who said, thank you, I couldn't have made tonight. So, or also
yeah,
people who were in different time zones, who
yes,
couldn't have
I was
made
gonna say that, yeah.
nighttime because it was 2 a.m. their time, but nice time. So
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to continue doing the two? I mean, this time is great for me. I don't know about other
Mm-hmm.
people. Are you still willing to do two, one at 8 and one at 6?
We may have to, I can just speak for myself, we may have to split it up, like not necessarily do it on the same day, because what happens is it makes an already long day, an extremely
Yes.
long day. So we may have to split it up in that way. But
Mhm.
if it's a formula that's working, you know, it is something that we could definitely take into account. Lori?
This was a hard time for me to make it. I actually had a 5 o'clock cancel, so I was able to attend. So a little bit later would be ideal for me anyway.
So it would be ideal for you.
Later would be ideal. Yes. I got the times mixed up this morning because I'm in Central Time, and so I was thinking I was an hour later than you, not earlier. So
I've done
I got
that.
time. I would otherwise I would have attended the one this morning, but
Morning.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right. Thanks. Any more feedback from anyone?
I appreciate it. For me, I'm Eastern, so it's after
Mhm.
work. I like the after work. I can understand Central Time it being a little bit too early, so I could go an hour later. And I think we talked at the last meeting that quarterly made sense for people, and I think that makes sense for me. I think monthly is a little bit too frequent.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I would think so as well. And just to restate what I think is the obvious, during the actual workday is not ideal for most people. Am I correct? Or am I wrong?
That's correct for me.
For the most part, yeah? Nod, shake a head, yeah?
With enough lead time, doesn't matter.
Right.
Mhm. I agree.
The same.
Yeah.
I'm flexible. I can go either way as long as I have enough time. I can plan.
I'm
Okay,
same,
all right.
as long as I can get it on the calendar.
So we'll try and shoot for March or April-ish. We're also going to put a town hall out there too. So we'll try and get that on the calendar shortly so that everyone can have that lead time.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, lead time seems to be important. All right, in the few minutes we have, there were lots of questions and comments today, which is really good. Are there any other questions, comments, inquiries, suggestions, or otherwise that anyone may have before we round off and close our meeting for today? Is there anything that we've not touched on that you would like to have addressed?
Daryl, if I could just interrupt for 1 second. We do have John Murphy on the call, and I was wondering if we could introduce John as our membership committee chair
Absolutely,
this year.
absolutely,
I know there's not
absolutely.
much
Please.
time left, but I do want him to be honored.
Thank you very much. You want to do it or you want me to do it? You can do it.
You could go for it. I think he unmuted. I think he's ready.
Hi, everyone. I'm John. I'm John Murphy. I'm the new membership chair. I have been here with the board since October, so relatively new. I've heard a lot of great things today, but to let you know that Debbie and I and Dave and others have met as the membership chair. I heard some really great things that people are doing. We do want to reach out to you, the presidents, because there's several things we want to do. Debbie and I have talked about making increasing member engagement by also working on the website. Julie has helped with that. We're really looking at the website to make it very member friendly. Instead of going on and saying this page not found, looking at those places and making sure that's really being able to be addressed. In addition, we are also talking about, I am just talking about this, an idea that I have. Several of you are consolidating memberships and so forth. We're kicking around an idea of maybe looking at some regions. So instead of us getting a shotgun effect of so many people going, what about this, that, and the other? They go through, let's say you have 3 places or 3 states, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. They come together, have a meeting, come up with some ideas of what those memberships need, and then they filter it to us so we can be very very direct and very pointed in addressing membership situations. We're looking at some things to make membership work. Okay, you also heard several things to get newer members in. We're looking at that, but we have to take care of our members, and the easier we make it for the members, the more engagement we believe we'll get. So just started, there are lots of things for me to catch up on here, but I'm looking forward to working with all of you and being here and working hard. So I'm excited about it, and it's an honor to be here. And
Thank you
hopefully,
very much.
because I travel around the country a lot, and when I come to an area, if I can catch up with you, I'll try to catch up with you too.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, John. Thank you, Debbie, for reminding me. It's funny, when your mind is thinking of several things, there are these little, like little lights that going off in your head, but if you don't make the connection. So I'm thinking like, something about John being here, but it just sort of jumped out of my head and wanted to do. I am personally very happy for John to be in this seat. And at our last board meeting, I was kind of ribbing him a little bit because he presented like a whole slew of ideas. You just got a very small subset of the things that are going through his mind right now with respect to membership. When we got the whole thing, it was like so much coming at one time. It was like, well, you've already, I have to be very correct at how I say things. We were just very happy that you're here. We're very happy with the momentum you have and what you're doing. We think it's going to augur well for the organization. And just to say, a couple other things I've heard from chapters that are doing well, they all have membership chairs who are focused on the needs of their members. That's another one of those threads. I heard Kimberly say it. I heard other chapter presidents say it, the ones that are doing well. So little by little, we're seeing how sharing the info on what we're doing can lead to us being able to develop almost like a recipe or like a list for success where this thing is concerned. All right. So that's good. Thank you very much. All right. If there are no other issues, comments, suggestions, or otherwise, I think I can thank everyone for being here this evening. It is really, really important that we do this on a regular basis. It's really important that we support each other and what we're doing. You have my commitment for the remainder of my term. As long as I can, I am going to be here with you. We have Debbie on board, who is our person on staff that you can liaise with on a more regular, on a everyday basis. We have Julie here supporting as well. So there are people who are here to support you. And we want to just encourage you and thank you again to continue supporting your own people, because the network of chapters and branches internationally are part of the foundation, and they've been part of the success of IPA over the years and generations. So thanks to everyone who contributed. Thanks to everyone who attended. Thank you, Julie, for always being supportive, always being there. Thank you, Debbie, for being there. Take care, everyone. If I don't see you again before next year, happy holidays, whichever holiday or whatever you celebrate. Please celebrate it in grand style. Have a great time with your loved ones, family, etc., etc. And I'll see you in the new year. Take care, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Safe travels.